Alright, I wanted to make a quick video about watch collections at different price points that cover the basis for different occasions, all the way from as low as $15 or $30 all the way up to $5,000. And that's a huge range, and I think anybody could find value and get excellent quality iconic timepieces or watches at all those different price points, all the way down from $15 all the way up to $5,000. So let's get started. Here you're looking at a $30 watch collection. If I had $30, these are the two watches I would buy. This is a Casio F91w. It's very durable, excellent water resistance, and it basically is a do-it-all basic watch, but that has an excellent history behind it too. It's been released for years. It's Casio releases digital watches, or when Casio designed digital watches, they haven't changed much over time because they're super functional and they serve a purpose. And I think at this point, this is legendary, iconic status right here. And so this would be part of one. This would be, if I could only have a one watch collection, I wanted to go digital, this would be it. For $15 or $16 today, it used to be only $12. I would get the Casio F91w. And then if I had another $15 to spare, I would look on eBay for something, a used Swatch. And I actually bought this for $20 with the $5 discount. And so this together was basically, this is a $30 watch collection. And honestly, if this were my only two watches, I would be absolutely satisfied. And I think even amongst watch enthusiasts, not that I care what they think, or not that you should care what anyone thinks, but you know, even if you're a little bit, if you're into like the history of watches, or a nerd about watches, and you care about brand heritage and pedigree and a good quality movement, these two watches are worlds and worlds better than fashion watches or Daniel Wellingtons. I mean, these have become iconic, and because of that have become some degree of fashion statements. And even Swatch itself was a fashion watch or fashion brand, Swatch standing for second watch. However, they never compromised through all their years. ETA or Swatch, the Swatch group, never compromised on the quality of the timepieces that actually they released. And so even these used Swatches, as old as they are, keep excellent time, have a very, you know, as even those fashion watches such as Daniel Wellington, when you look at the dial layout, they're not nearly as thought out as Swatches are. And so not only do you get the quality, but you also get, you know, at least some degree of design characteristics and, you know, aesthetics that go along with that. Proportions, I'm talking about proportions, fonts. I mean, if you look at this watch, for example, I mean, they've tastefully put the Swatch, you know, logo on the bottom. The numerals are laid out in a nice manner. The spacing is very nice. The choice of hand lengths are very, very good. The second hand hits all the hour marks. This is already a super old watch, but it actually keeps excellent time. And it also carries great water resistance. I believe this is 30 meters of water resistance. Not only are they durable, they're reliable. They come from fantastic brands with good attention to detail, quality, with good brand history and contributions to the watch world in general. So for my two watch collection at $30, I would go with these two. For $15, I'd go with this or this. If you're really partial to analog, go with this as well. And then let's move on up to, like, let's say beyond $30 to $50. And if I had $50 to spend on a watch, I'd probably get this. I actually got this open box. It's a Casio 5600 for $35. If for a $50 watch collection, I probably wouldn't add a F91w to it because these are both digital watches. Here you go, 15 plus 35, that's a $50 watch collection right there. And we already talked about the Swatch, and this is a Swatch Irony, 37 millimeters stainless steel case. Acrylic crystal, but fantastic watch, keeps great time, good water resistance. And then you complement that with the iconic G-Shock square that was originally introduced in 1983. Really hasn't changed much in terms of style. For $50, I mean, this could even be argued as one of the best watches ever made, or part of a lineup of one of the best watches ever made, in my opinion, it is at least. And it has 200 meters of water resistance. This is a fantastic watch, and it has. Now let's move on up to like a $100 watch collection, or $100 today to budget on watch. And I believe these two watches definitely could serve all your purposes. This could be used as a casual watch. This could use also as a casual beater, or sports watch. And if you wanted to wear this as a dress watch, I personally think it's still okay. It's got a nice analog dial, just pretty classy. Now, I'll see if we will move up to $100. For $100, I would probably go with a Seiko 5. It's an automatic movement. I would probably go with the SNK 361. This is a modded SNX79, SNXS. This is a modded SNX79. But for $100, a Seiko 5, you really can't beat it. I think the prices have creeped up a little bit. But even if that's not your cup of tea, you could go with this. This is $100 as well. And so you could even $100 for this, and then you could couple it with something like that. It still makes a great two-watch collection. So you're basically not much different than this and this, other than this has a more robust feature set, atomic time as well as solar powered. Still retains 2 gaskets on each pusher, and the same amount of water resistance and durability as the 5600. This is the 5610, G-Shock 5610. Or you could go with something like that, and also couple it with, for another $15, what is that? A digital watch there. I would definitely recommend Seiko 5. Also, if I only had $100 and you didn't want to deal with the an analog movement, you wanted to set it and forget it, a little bit more headache free, if I actually only had $100, I'd probably go with this right here. This is a Seiko SUR 317. These are all examples, but these are out of my personal collection. These are all watches I own. So this watch is fantastic. Sapphire crystal, 100 meters of water resistance, loomed at each hour marker as well as the hands, a date window that's framed, applied hour markers, 100 meters water resistance, as I mentioned, sapphire crystal, and a screw down case back. And so those are some extra items that you wouldn't necessarily get with the Seiko 5 with the 7S26. This is an automatic movement. You may not get that dead accurate quartz timekeeping, and you also don't get the 100 meters of water resistance. This also comes with a hardlex crystal as opposed to a sapphire crystal. So if you sacrifice the automatic movement, you get some things in return, such as a sapphire crystal, 100 meters water resistance, set it and forget it type of watch, and a little bit less thick, a little bit more sleek. Now, say we moved on to $150. I'd probably keep something like this or this for $100 and add for $50 more this. And if you really wanted to really have a more variety in your collection, you could even add that as well as that for $50 more. And so that's pretty much right there. One of these and both of these, or one of these for a $150 watch collection. I think at $150, this makes a pretty much complete watch collection. Dress watch as well as a casual watch. So this can be had for $50 regularly. This can be had for $100. I don't think it's discontinued, but something similar to that. And that pretty much covers all your bases. Sports, durable, do it all watch for, if you're out hiking or diving or doing yard work, or working on your vehicle, gardening, whatever. This will cover that. And then if you need to you're dressed up a little, or not as casual as this, or a little bit more formal, definitely add this. So right there, that's a $150 watch collection. These are all three of these are iconic watches: Swatch, Casio F91w, and a Seiko 5. All 5 of them, 3 of these are iconic. There's many different versions of Seiko 5s, all that can be had anywhere between 80 to 120, 130 bucks. And that for $150, that's an iconic watch collection. If you want a little bit more, all right, let's move on to $200 price range. For $200, absolutely, for me personally, this is a must. And so I would definitely add the Casio G-Shock 5610 in that price range, and then I would couple it. I would basically have $100 to couple it with another watch. I would probably go with this, either the Seiko 5 or this right here. This is the again, that's the SUR 317 quartz sapphire crystal, 100 meters water resistance, and so this is pretty much interchangeable from here, just a bigger feature set. So $200, that would make a great, that would right there would make a great watch collection, an automatic, plus a quartz dressy casual automatic, plus a digital quartz watch with a robust feature set. Again, these are also both totally iconic watches. Seiko 5 and G-Shock Square, can't go wrong. That's a super respectable $200 watch collection. And now let's see if we moved up to, let's say, $300 range. At the $300 range, I'd probably definitely also keep this, and I would add probably a diver, maybe a diver. This is actually more expensive than that. It's this is a $200 watch in and of itself. I think it may even $300 now. I can't remember how much I purchased it for. So maybe we're a little bit out of the price ranges. Let's move it up to $400. So at $400, I'd probably add these three in either this one or that one. And now let's go to like $1,000 for. All right, now if the watch budget was expanded from $400 or $500 to $1,000, I'd probably add a Grand Seiko. For this one I purchased for $700 or $800 years ago, and I'd couple that with G-Shock for a durable beater watch, and that would be $100 plus $700 or $800. That'd be $1,000 right there. And these Grand Seikos have fantastic attention to detail, super excellent reliability. This one was purchased used, has 200 meters of water resistance with a screw down crown. This is the SBG F91, and so that's probably what I would do. And at a $2,000 price range, I would probably start to get one of these watches here. This is a Grand Seiko SBGX061. This would be my dress watch, and I'd couple it with the G-Shock. So this cover dress casual plus G-Shock, and this one I purchased for $1,500. This would be so then it would be another $100,600, and then you still leaves you room for a few $100s to add a couple of fun watches, maybe something like this. But this would definitely have pretty much all your bases covered. If you're uncomfortable dinging this up or wearing it all the time when you want an analog watch, you could always, for another extra $100, add that. And right there's still with all these watches, you're still under $2,000. And that's about it for $2,000. The last one I want to do is a watch collection all the way up to $5,000. And if I had $5,000 to spend on a watch, I'd just buy one watch, and it would be this one. If I could only ever have one watch in my entire collection, it'd be this Rolex 116000 116000. And I'd take this one, and I would use this. And I mean, at pretty much at $5,000, what's another $4,000 or $5,000? What's another $100? I would use these two collection or watch pairs at different price ranges, all the way from $30 and all the way up to $5,000. So there you go. So the whole point of this video is you do not need a big budget to get the same amount of enjoyment or quality as you could at $30. And so there you go. There's that. And even if you, at $30, I guess these both do have acrylic crystals. This has a mineral crystal and a sapphire crystal. So there is a certain degree of scratch resistance in that regard. And if that's the case, then also that still goes to show that even at $100, you're not losing anything in the way of quality, in any way in the terms of quality and feature set. Have a feature of being headache free and more cost effective. Whereas you're gonna worry about this if it gets dinged or scraped or dropped. Whereas these two, you're not gonna worry about that. There you go. It just goes to show for anywhere between $30 to $5,000, you can still own and have an iconic watch collection or a watch pair. I think it's available to everyone, and I would recommend anyone and everyone to purchase something like this over even thinking about buying something like a Daniel Wellington or something like a fashion watch like Michael Kors or any of that type of stuff. I would take this $30 watch collection right here over any fashion watch any day of the week. And I think, in my opinion, the absolute sweet spot is $100 to $200. I think about $200 gets you to where you are not getting any more in terms of, and you're not, I mean, at least in terms of functionality, definitely, and also not anything more in terms of ticking boxes, and because this has a sapphire crystal, 100 meters of water resistance, and fully loomed. And so these two watches check the exact same boxes. The only thing that this might miss out on is a screw down crown, but other than that, they check the exact same boxes. I mean, this does have solid end links, but $5,000 versus $100. So I really believe $200 is the most anyone really needs to spend to get a fully complete feature set. And that means sapphire crystal, full durability, loom, checking all the boxes, $200, which would be these two watches. Now, if you really want an automatic movement, I guess you could always get something like this, and this has been modded with a sapphire crystal, and that still puts you around the $200 range. And again, these are two iconic watches. Budget shouldn't be a super limiting factor into someone enjoying fantastic watches with great history, pedigree. Even at $15, this is a super cool watch. All right, thanks for watching. Also, don't be careful, but don't forget that there are great, with a little bit of elbow grease, there's always great options like this Swatch here. Again, I'm going to remind you, this is crazy to me, but you're looking at a $30 watch collection right there. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you guys found this helpful or useful. Just my perspective on watch pairs and watch collections at different price points.